Hello, I'm Sam, and today in this video I'm going to be going over how to make a space engineer's planet using WorldMachine. And in this video I'm going to be going over how to import height maps from your like your own height map, or just for instance just some basic Berlin noise, or or if you just decided to make something in, for instance, Photoshop, GIMP, or whatever, and decide to put it in WorldMachine, add its, make it do its magic, and export it. So, let's get started. So we already got our spike planet, but let's say that we don't like how this looks. This spike planet, it's okay. Now to first of all make or to import a height map, you first have to make the height map. So what I'd usually do is go to GIMP or Photoshop. I do have Photoshop, but I'm actually more familiar with GIMP, surprisingly. So I'm gonna open up GIMP. I'm gonna make a quick little height map. All right. So first of all, you need to go to File, New. You can either choose 512 by 512, 1024 by 1024, or 2048 by 2048, or 4096 by 496, 8192 by 8192, etc., etc. I think it's by the power of 2. I think. I don't know, some weird math stuff. But yeah, you can refer to Gein's guide on how much resolution. I'd recommend 2048, so I'm gonna put in 2048. And because WorldMachine exports in 1025, that means that once the height map is exported or something like that, it'll have to be scaled down to 1024. And yeah, I don't know if this is actually running off of 1025 or 1024. I need to check. Oh wait, wow, it actually is, and Space Engineers actually works. That's surprising. Anyways, so yeah, apparently 1025 by 1025 or 1024 both work. I actually never knew that. So next you just need to go to image size, 2048 by 2048, depends on what you want. Be sure it's on 16-bit, very important. Grayscale, and now we have this black canvas to work with. Now, I am not an artist at all. This is exactly why I just literally doodle with the software until I find something actually that looks reasonable. So I'm gonna just do that and make some lower lands. Make it a smaller area. If I spend time, it'll look good, but yeah. Let's make some higher lands, some mountains here on this side. Make some weirdness here. Put some chalk 02 on here. Boop 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 boop. I'm not gonna go on the sides. If you want, you could. I'm just not going to do that because it'll just be annoying to try and smooth it now, and I don't want to go into that. I could go to Choco 3. Alright, our absolutely amazing height map is complete. Now I'm going to export this to desktop. I'm going to call this spike map 2. Alright, export. And now if I look at my desktop, you'll see spike map 2, the sequel. Alright, so now what you can do is that you can go back to WorldMachine, and now you need to add a new material. So if you look back at your WorldMachine, or if you have it saved, you'll see Advanced Berlin, and I believe this part here was actually, which I forgot, was actually called Curves, but I removed it. You don't really need it. So but if you have it, just keep it. And yeah. And then after that, it's erosion. So yeah. So what you need is a new element. So you need to go into you need to go to these ports here, and you need to select mask input and just drive it away to just nothing. You'll just see something called add from search. So this button here will allow you to search for any material. You can either choose create water, noise, bias gain, color, contrast. All these things here will basically give more depth into your map. I'm gonna not go into that because I'm only just teaching you guys the basics, and you guys can basically work off from there. And yeah, so you can just double click on file input. All right, so now the file input here, it basically means that you can just input any sort of file you want. So, hey, it's Sam from the future. Quick little edit. For the height map that we just created, you can just go to desktop, and you can just go to, for instance, we can choose our spike map that we made. Suppose spike map 2? Probably. Let me check. There it is. There's spec map 2. You can just click on file input. It doesn't look good at all, as you could probably tell. But yeah, you can probably add some advanced purlin to it. Then you can erode it. It still looks quite bad, even eroded, but that is purely for example's sake, and I just want to make that clear. And if you're apparently crazy, you can export this chaotic mess to type output. Anyways, back to old not future Sam. There we go. Now it's loaded. So if you go into your F8 view, you'll see this nice little height map. It looks quite good. You know, it looks quite fairly smooth. Looks like a good planet to rover around with. Yeah. And you can also go to your F6 view, and because you have this tile here selected, it'll display information on that tile selected respectively. And yeah, then after that is advanced purlin, which doesn't really show anything, but yeah, advanced purlin. Oh wait, yeah, actually does show something. It basically just lowers the terrain down, and just basically just wears it down a little, kind of just like a beautified erosion type of thing. And for this, I'd highly recommend you guys just change like the style here. You know, it just depends on your preference. So I'm gonna choose sharp ridge because it looks actually quite cool. Yeah, sharp ridge looks not bad. And because we are dealing with a good old plant spike, we need to make this spiky if I can. I can't really make it spiky. Or I can. Probably. Probably not. Well, so much for Planet Spike then. Oh well. And then you can just choose erosion. Which if you go to your F8 view, it will erode it. And this actually looks really good. Mainly because I am using classic WorldMachine plus power property, which will give you this creation, which looks quite cool. You just need to apply it to your SE map, and if you like what you see, or you can always double click on height map output, and yeah. But like always, you can always go to your F8 view, and yes, you can also have windows open on your F8 view. You can click on, for instance, deeply carved, which again, this is why it's my favorite, because it resembles Keen's height maps, or not Keen's height maps, like just like how like just Keen's height maps kind of look. Not like Earth-like. Earth-like does not look. Earth-like's height map does not look good at all, but just it's like overall just erosion, how it's eroded, it looks really nice. So yeah. So yeah, you can of course increase how much time you want this thing to be eroded. I'll set it to 55 because that's what it said. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to my F5 view, and export this height map. I'm going to call it spike map 3. Right to disk. You probably need to double click it sometimes, but that's fine. Alright, you can file run successfully. You can close that, and then you can click on spike map 3, and then boom, you have a beautiful, actually sort of good looking height map. And now the spike planet unfortunately won't be as spiky. So yeah, in order to apply height map, you like always, just you can always replace one height map, or you can just replace all of them, which I'm gonna do because I don't want to replace 1,000 things at once. And yeah, you just need to paste this 6 times. And yeah, if it errors out, or the game crashes, and if you look in your error logs and it says height maps must be divisible by like 512, 1024, 2048, or something like that, just go into like GIMP or something and just scale them down, or Photoshop, and just scale them down to like 1024, or scale them up to 2048. So yeah, back. I'm just gonna name all of them. Front, up, down, right, and left. Alright, now all we have to do is reload. And now, if we place back down Planet Spike, not really spiky anymore, you'll see it looks totally different. How amazing. So now this here is the file I used just from an abandoned mod, and I just applied some WorldMachine magic on it, just some height map stuff, and look what we got. Don't mind the wall, I haven't bothered smoothing them. So yeah, wait for the terrain to load in. Look at that, it looks actually not half bad. So you probably also need to tweak some more things if you would like. And yeah, I'm gonna try my best to provide the files I've used, including the SBC the SEBC file, which should hopefully not break. So yeah, and yeah, if you like zoom in here, wait for it to load a little, and then just zoom out quickly, it looks actually quite cool. So yeah, and this can also be applied to anything. So like if you do not like how it looks, you can, for instance, get another file. I'm going to set it to one of my other height maps that I did not manage to upload and I just abandoned. Let's go to my Orion mod. Let me go to Orion system. Let me go to data. My data, Orion 9. Oh, okay. Now this here is height map. Doesn't look good, mainly because it's like one of my first mods I made. All right. So, and then after that, it goes to advanced Berlin. Kind of just makes it weird, cooler, or weird, or something like that. And now we just erode it to, let's say, deeply carved. I think it is on deeply carved, yes. And if you want to go to full WorldMachine plus power, but I don't like that. Doesn't really look right. So yeah, I'm gonna go to deeply carved, and look at that. It looks like the planet has really rough with some volcanoes on it. Quite cool. Yeah. And then, like always, you can skip the curves part here, and then you can go to height output. Like if you want, you can mess with the curves part, but I removed it because I completely forgot, because I screwed up the start file, and second of all, not really needed. and then you can click on, I'm gonna save this to as spike map 4. Click it or double click it if you would like, and I'm gonna go to my desktop again, click on spike map 4, and I'm gonna first of all remove all these and copy and paste spike map 4 6 times, and I'm gonna name them accordingly. Up, down, left, right, front, and back. Alright, and now, just before we seen this planet, and now if we reload, we see another planet. Quite a bit funny, but true. So yeah, I don't know why I spawned it in 19 kilometers. Doesn't look right at 19 kilometers. Let me remove spike and set spike to 120. Alright, there, that looks a bit better. And now, look at that, we have our little volcanoes, or mountains, whatever you'd like to call them. Alright, and we have our things right here. A little random tree. How do you get up here? So, and yeah. There's also, yeah, this is how the thing looks. It looks quite good with all the rolling hills and everything like that. It's like a good plains planet to make. So, yeah, let me try and find another mountain. Not the one that I have already visited. There, found another one. Alright, this looks a bit more mountainy. So yeah, and there are like, you know, like some small valleys here and there, valleys everywhere, and yeah. And this does not always have to be just like those height maps I specifically added. It can be any height map of your choosing. Heck, you can you could have seen this tutorial, already had your own planet, and decided to make a updated version with the height maps just changed up with using using the software WorldMachine. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's all to cover. I hope that's all to cover. And yeah, like again, I did not bother smoothing out the corners here. That's mainly just because I don't have time for it. And if you ever want to refer to something like that, I would once again recommend Dr. Octagonopus's tutorial, which would be linked in the description down below. Anyways, that is all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and yeah, wait, let me get the thumbs up emote. Alright, take care.